Rich, decadent, and filled with comforting layers of meat and cheese, there's nothing quite like a freshly made lasagna straight out of the oven. Olive Garden is known worldwide for their classic variety of Italian dishes, so they know lasagna better than anyone. I'm here at Olive Garden where Executive Chef Jim Nuzzi is going to give us the inside scoop on how to make their lasagna classico. Join us on Get the Dish. Find out the secrets behind the signature dishes at famous eateries and how you can recreate them at home. Executive Chef Jim Nuzzi has been cooking in a professional kitchen since he was 14 years old. He also oversees the culinary development of more than 800 Olive Garden restaurants. And he runs the Olive Garden Culinary Institute in Tuscany. I think one of the best things about the Lasagna Classico is a really hearty, delicious meat sauce. So let's see how it's done.
Great, absolutely. So we're going to start by preheating our pan, and that's going to take 2 to 3 minutes. And once it's nice and hot, you're going to go ahead and add your oil, freshly chopped onion and garlic. Great, now stir that nicely. Now we're going to let that sweat for about 5 minutes.
So they still should be translucent.
We're looking for translucent, that's exactly right.
Great, smells wonderful.
So there are 2 ways you can tell when you're ready to add the meat. One is by looking at your onions and garlic. They're going to be translucent now. You can smell the onions and garlic now, right?
That's when you know.
So let's go ahead and add our sausage and our ground beef. Then you're going to stir that really well. So the caramelization of the meat is really important. It's what gives the meat sauce the really deep, rich, meaty flavor. Once the meat's been caramelized, we're going to go ahead and add our other ingredients.
Great, and we're going to start with the tomatoes.
Yes, that's fantastic. I'm going to reduce the heat a little bit now so that we can go into a simmer is what we're looking for.
Okay, and then we have our oregano.
Yep.
Okay, and then our basil.
A couple pinches of salt. Okay. Salt is what I call the only true seasoning. It enhances the natural flavor of food. All other ingredients, such as herbs, flavor food.
All right, so we're gonna let this simmer for about 20 minutes?
Yes.
All right, Chef, this looks just about done and smells so good. So what's next?
It looks perfect. Let's go to the dining room and build the lasagna.
All right. All right, Chef, so I feel like the cheese sauce is really just as important as the meat sauce. So tell me what we're gonna do.
You're just gonna combine all these ingredients in this bowl, and you're gonna start with the ricotta cheese. The ricotta adds a nice mellow flavor. The mozzarella gives a nice creaminess, and then your Romano gives a really nice tang to that blend.
Let me just kind of combine these together. And why do you think people continue to come back and get that Lasagna Classico at Olive Garden?
You know, it's been a cornerstone on our menu since the day we opened, and it's just a great Italian classic that people love.
And every bite you get every component of the dish. I love that.
Absolutely.
All right, what's going in next?
Here we're using fresh herbs instead of the dried herbs like we use for the meat sauce because we want a light, bright flavor. So the dried herbs contributed to the richness of the meat sauce. Here, the fresh herbs are going to really give us a light, bright lift. All right, now go ahead and beat the egg. Now, the egg is going to help hold the lasagna together. And then finish off with your salt and pepper. So once you have that nicely mixed, we're going to go ahead and assemble our lasagna.
Great.
We've got all the ingredients that we prepared earlier. So now you're going to begin by using the cooking spray to line our baking dish. You're going to start by laying your meat sauce in the bottom of the pan, 2 scoops.
And that's about 1 cup of meat sauce, right?
That's right. Now go ahead and overlap 3 of your lasagna noodles on the base of the pan. That's going to form your base.
Now, could you use no-boil noodles for this instead?
Yeah, so you've probably seen in the store some no-boil noodles, and they work perfectly.
And how much of the cheese mixture are we going to put on?
You're going to put on a cup.
So we're doing a cup of meat and a cup of the cheese.
So then you probably need to use your rubber spatula here to spread that out evenly. You want to make sure that the cheese mixture is room temperature. And you want to make sure that you've got your 2 portions of cheese mixture spread out. So even if you wanted to do 3, it makes it a little bit easier to spread that mixture out.
Oh, this looks so good. Okay.
All right, now your meat sauce. And then once that's spread out, you're ready to build your next layer.
Now, are there other noodles that you could use for lasagna, or could you just make them fresh?
You could absolutely make fresh noodles. If we were in Italy today, you would actually be working with one large sheet that fits the pan versus the smaller lasagna noodles.
Really? So what's great about this dish is you can make the cheese sauce ahead of time, right, Chef? You can
Absolutely.
make the meat sauce ahead of time. The lasagnas you could do right before you make it, and then ultimately you've done your meal. You've prepared in maybe 6-7 minutes.
Absolutely.
And then more cheese.
And then at the very end, we're going to put some mozzarella, only mozzarella on top, so it gets nice and brown and crusty and bubbly on top.
Oh, I like that.
Okay, now Brandi, for your final layer, you're going to go ahead and lay out the lasagna noodles. You're going to top them with meat sauce, and then you're going to put on the mozzarella that you've been dying to put on in the other layers.
I really have. I love cheese in lasagna as much as possible. All right. Chef Jim, I remember going to Olive Garden for my college graduation. All of my friends were there. We all ordered everything on the menu.
And that is what's great about Olive Garden. So many people use it to celebrate occasions like that and special memories.
Okay, Chef, so we just got that final layer of mozzarella. What do we do now?
All right, Brandi, take the nonstick spray. Go ahead and spray the aluminum foil. Place the aluminum foil right on the pan. The foil is going to keep the top layer from getting overcooked while the middle layers finish cooking. So then once you have the foil on, you're going to go into an oven that was preheated to 325 degrees. You're going to cook it for 45 minutes to 1 hour. Oh, after that, we're going to turn the oven off, open the oven door, and let the lasagna set for 30 minutes. That's going to make sure that when you cut the piece of lasagna out, you're going to have a nice, beautifully set piece of lasagna.
Chef, I am dying to dig right in.
Let's do it.
That is so good. I can taste the Italian sausage, that really yummy meat sauce that we made, the delicate noodles, all 3 cheeses. It's no wonder people keep coming back. It is so good.
And Brandi, all of that put together is the reason why Olive Garden serves more than 50,000 orders of lasagna classico every single day.
Because you have delicious food paired with Olive Garden's signature salad and the delicious breadsticks and a little vino. I mean, you can't beat it.
Cheers.
Cheers. Chef, thank you so much for teaching us how to make Olive Garden's signature lasagna classico.
Brandi, thank you so much for joining us today.
And thank you for watching. I'm Brandi, and I'll see you next time on Pop Sugar.